Hi guys, welcome back again. And in today's video, we are going to be talking about another company called as Garware High Tech Films. Okay, so let us understand its business model, kya hai, how has the business performance been, and what does the guidance look like. And here, like I think I've discussed this in my channel before, so it's more like an update on the Q2FY25 numbers. Okay, so first let us discuss the business model. Okay, what exactly does this company do, and how basically how do they make money basically. Okay, so over here, as a name you can tell na, Garware High Tech Films, right? So these people make films, but you might wonder ki, like, what is this film, what kind of film do they make, that becomes a question mark over here. Okay, now if you look at their business model, there are two divisions. Okay, consumer division and the industrial product division. Before we go into all this in depth, like I told you, let us understand ki, like, product kya hai. ठीक है, you might drive the cars, all of you will have cars now, and you might see in the cars, to protect ourselves from the sun rays, we put this tint, so the amount of sun rays that is absorbed inside is less, right? So this tint, we call it as sun control film. That is what we call it, SCF, sun control film. Various type का tint होता है. So this is one thing, this is one type of film. The second type of film, we call it as paint protection film. As you know, in the cars, right, in cars you might not like the color of the car, right? And it is very difficult, to go and repaint the car, let's say from red to yellow or some other color, right? So you put a layer of film, yeah, आप बोल सकते हैं plastic जैसे एक material है, you put it, right? So you can get that aesthetic as you need. Or sometimes probably you have a matte finish and you want to give a gloss finish to your car, or the other opposite, gloss finish से आपको matte finish चाहिए. So that is what this company provides, a paint protection film. Not just that, usually what happens with the paint protection film, ये क्या होता है कि लाइक इन द नॉर्मल कार्स ना, जब आप शोरूम से लाते हो, व्हाट हैपेंस कि लाइक उसमें कार में डेंट लगता है एंड एवरीथिंग, राइट? सो यू वुड वांट टू प्रोटेक्ट द नेचुरल फिनिश, सो दैट इज व्हाई यू वुड पुट दिस फिल्म आल्सो. द अदर थिंग इज, इंडिया में अगर आप देखते हो, वी आर अ हॉट एंड ह्यूमिड कंट्री, राइट? एंड whenever you take this car out, and if it is out in the sun for a very long period of time, the paint and all fades away. So you put this cover or this, paint protection film आप डालते हो, so you can, protect your car from all of these wear and tear and other kinds of damage. Okay, by the way guys, if you want to understand this business model in depth, what I've done, I think few quarters ago, as you all know, whenever I discuss a business model for the very first time, मैं उसका screen share करके आपको दिखाती हूँ, right? Like I have done exactly this. sun control film का क्या है, आपको वो screen share करके pictures दिखा के इसका advantages क्या है, disadvantages क्या है, paint protection film का advantages क्या है, disadvantages क्या है, all of this, like, completely in depth I've covered that video over there. Kindly watch that video. You will have an understanding. Okay, not yeah, you will have an understanding. Okay, now over here, because again the business model has not changed in anything, the products have not changed, so that is why I'm referring to that video. Now over here, by the way, I will link that video over here, and it will be in the description box also. Just check it. Okay, so over here, if you look at their business model, there are two things. One is a consumer product division and the other is the industrial product division. As we can see, as of Q2 FY25, consumer product division contributes 71% and industrial product division contributes 29%. Now, what are the products under consumer and industrial? Consumer में आपका sun protection film that we were talking about, paint protection film that we were talking about, all of this comes. Other than that, there is another thing called architectural protection film. Now, what is this architecture protection film? You might see in the windows now. Now, if I put the window ka glass as it is, people from outside can see what is happening inside the house. So instead of putting आपका, instead of getting these fancy glasses, what they do is they इसमें एक film डालते, same like a wrapper. Now you might see now, due to which you can't see, a person from the outside cannot see what is happening in the inside. And now the architecture film में क्या difference is, because you can customize it as per the customer needs, right? Now you will say for some people's house they might put a black plain color का एक film डाल सकते हैं. The other people आप देख सकते हो वो glass में थोड़े decoration जैसा होता है, right? Like flower का decoration and everything, या कुछ blue color का flower होता है and everything, right? Again, watch that video so you will have a quite understanding, because all of these products now that I'm talking about, we have seen in our day-to-day lives. Everybody has seen in this day-to-day life. You probably need to visualize or see that product to get a better understanding. Okay, and Yeah, and this all comes in the consumer product division. Industrial product division में क्या होता है, they have this shrink film and other kind of films. Now what is this? You might have seen आपका coca cola का bottle में, you know, there is this wrapper that comes with that coca cola का, you know, that plastic color wrapper that comes. Yeah, you would have seen in this fruity का आपका fruity का juices and everything, right? वो पूरा bottle, you know, is covered with that one plastic का एक package जैसा होता है, on which, you know, all your nutrition information is written, ब्रांड का लोगो सब रहता है. सो दिस इज कॉल्ड एज आपके इंडस्ट्रियल फिल्म्स. डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टाइप्स है इसमें. ओके, नाउ हियर यू विल सी द रीजन, वन ऑफ द इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग्स इज यहाँ पे कंज्यूमर उनका जो है, इट इज हायर मार्जिन, हायर एबिडा मार्जिन से कंपेयर टू द इंडस्ट्रियल थिंग. रिमेंबर दिस. ओके, एंड हियर ऑल्सो इनका जो कंज्यूमर में है, दैट इज मोर ऑफ अ वैल्यू एडेड प्रोडक्ट कंपेयर टू द इंडस्ट्रियल थिंग. एज ऑफ Q2FY25, वैल्यू एडेड प्रोडक्ट्स contribute around 88% and the normal जो है, normal the other commoditized product that is there is around 12%. Okay, now let us talk about the numbers. How has a Q2FY25 numbers been? Okay, so before I start with the Q2FY25 numbers, you know, like I told you, I had discussed this model way back, I think almost a year ago or 9 months ago. I discussed this model in complete depth, right? So you know, a lot of y'all might, you might not have that checklist. You do not know how to figure out, you might, how to connect the dots, like, how to figure out if that opportunity in the market, how do you analyze a company, how do you look at the various checkpoints and connect it and find and build conviction, and all of it will be taught in the investment checklist workshop that we are doing on Jan 11th and 12th. I have already given several ads about it on my X as well as on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't registered it, if already, register now, because we have limited amount of seats. And if you register, obviously you always get recording also, so you can watch things at your own time. And tomorrow, when another opportunity like Garware high tech films comes to you, right, like comes in front of you, you'll be able to detect right in front of it. Okay, so anyways, coming to the numbers, Q2FY25 numbers. Okay, Q2FY25 numbers, let us see if it has been in line with the guidance or not, because they had given a guidance long back in the, I think same time last year. Before that, they had given the guidance like in FY26 we're targeting 2600 crore in terms of top line, and in FY25 we're targeting a top line of 2000 crore. So this was the target given by Garware High Tech Films. So let us see like, if they have reached or in line with the target. So if you look at the sales, if you look at the revenue has been very stunning over here. Okay. My throat is dry from talking in that black bucket video that I did earlier, but anyways, sales has grown by 56.3% on a year-on-year basis. Even on a QOQ basis, it has grown by 30.8. If you look at the PAT also grew by a whooping 127%. So huge operating leverage. EBITDA margin, if you look at it, EBITDA margin is at 27.4 versus 24.2 last time. Margins are improving. Similarly, PAT margin also has inched up to 18.6 versus 16.8% last time. So you see, overall, all in all, you see that, sales growth is extremely high pace of sales growth. Operating leverage is there, which is kind of very rare. With this growth, you're getting an operating leverage. Along with that, we see that the margins that are there also is improving. In fact, if you look at them, if you look at their company also, right, it is the first time they have crossed that 100 crore ka profit mark in the business, right? Every quarter ka run rate jo hota hai, first time they have done it, right? So overall, you can tell, you get a feel, or you get an idea over here by just listening, right, that the company is doing something very well, right? And what has been the case, like I told you, 2000 crore ka revenue target hai, and this time it is, they have done 1000 crore ka plus, because this quarter it has been 621 crore, and last quarter it is 474. So more than 1000 crore they have done, right? So overall, obviously, inching towards a 2000 crore ka target is getting closer and closer every quarter. Okay, and like I told you, Q2 has been very fabulous for them, because Q2, this is the first quarter where the run rate has been more than 500 crore every quarter, and both in terms of top line and in terms of bottom line. For the first time, they crossed more than 100 crore per quarter ka profitability, अगर आप देखते हो. So what has been the reason कि like, यहाँ पे आप इतना, your growth you're seeing, itna margins and all are improving? What has been the case? Okay, remember we spoke about unka sun protection film and paint protection film over here. So what they have done over here is they have increased the capacity for all of these, but not just that, they have introduced new products. So यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है, product introduction हो रहा है, and product का mix भी change हो रहा है at the end of the day. Okay, and anytime when you see that the product mix is changing on towards a higher margin product, it is like a game changer for any company. We saw that with which company, you tell me, in the B2C space recently was PNGS Gargi. the fashion jewelry company, they went from a normal artificial jewelry, because आपका artificial jewelry जो है is a very commoditized market, you do not have any like any power over here. They went from there to a diamond jewelry category, that 18 carat diamond jewelry they went ना. As a result क्या हुआ, product mix change हुआ, volume growth भी आ गया ज़्यादा, value growth भी आ गया, ROE improved as a result of that, right? We saw the product mix, how product mix का change had completely changed the trajectory. Another example I can give you, this product mix का change, where where we talk about this product mix ka change is in Varun Beverage, when they started introducing Sting. As you know, I think a lot of you have seen that journey. So similarly here also a product mix change happened. One is they were moving towards a higher value added product. Now what were the higher value added product over here? Like I told you, inka do division hai. One is consumer product division and the other is the industrial product division. Industrial product division is a very commoditized market. Aapka pricing power nahi hai, margins ka problem hota hai, nothing over here. Whereas consumer product division is a high end market yahan pe. And if you look at it, Q2 of last time, it was 66% revenue contribution from CPD, consumer product. And this time it is 71%. And over the years, it has only increased. If you look at it 3 years back, it used to be around 50%, 50-50. In fact, I would say 55% from IPD and 45% from CPD. And now can you see CPD ka kitna hai? 71% this quarter, highest ever you ever seen in the entire history of the business. Not just that, they introduced is high value margin, maybe they've introduced new product which are which are even more premium in the CPD as well as in the sun protection film as well as the paint protection film. Okay, so that is another thing. Other than that, the third introduction has been the new product entry, jo inka architecture film, which was not there earlier, which they started in the last year itself. Architecture film started to take a lot of a lot of significance for them. This also happened again. All of the three really pushed them to inch up towards a 2000 crore ka market cap, and that 2000 crore ka revenue guidance, not market cap, sorry, my bad, right? So overall, obviously the company is doing really well, there is no problem as to such. Now one thing to ask over here is, will it be sustainable? Is because see, yahan pe ek problem hai, I can tell you one big risk over here is that 80% of the revenue comes from export, 80 to 85. Mix keeps changing every quarter. Okay, so now as a if you're in export, aapka jo shipping mein thoda problem aa sakta hai. And in this 80%, 54% of the revenue comes from North America. Okay, from USA and Canada. Now यहाँ पे as you know, as the geopolitical things changes, right, कि like अगर आप देखते हो, अगर let's say government का regime change होता है, tax का import export में tax ज़्यादा लगता है and everything, it can completely change the trajectory of the business. And now you've seen over here कि like लोगों को लगता था कि like Trump आ रहा है अमेरिका में, right, he might because he's pro America, he might start taxing whichever goods that are coming inside his country a lot more. So यहाँ पे उन्होंने बोला कि like इनका यहाँ पे high films में अगर आप देखते हो, if you look at the competition is mainly from China. Okay, and they're not even dealing with this Chinese product, because China का जो भी films आते हैं, they're in the lower end category. Okay, which is आपको like cheap products मिलते हैं, that is, but these people are in the premium category. And let's say even if Trump is coming into power, he's going to tax the Chinese companies way more compared to let's say anybody else. And again, it will hurt them, because यहाँ पे like I told you, इनका वो lower end का products है, and since they're dealing with premium market, it wouldn't affect them as much, and they're very confident about it. So यहाँ पे that problem a lot of people were thinking going forward कि like शायद ये business में थोड़ा affect हो सकता है. That has not been there. Overall, a good set of numbers, great execution and everything, right? And like I told you, it is very important that you spot an opportunity at the right time. Okay, and Garware High Tech Films has been one such company, you are supposed to spot it and hold it, like very very brilliant execution they have done. In fact, I'll tell you, you have to salute the management, because यहाँ पे इतना सारा problem था in terms of export, as you know, because of that Israel Hamas war, Ukraine ka war, and even in America also there was this inflation ka problem and everything. You people must have heard, right, how terrible the economy is for them, right? In spite of that, for them, they kept like inching up, they kept giving a wonderful performance over here. And over here, they are now people were asking ki like we understand ki like आपका sun protection film, paint protection film है, are you planning to introduce any other new product, right? उन्होंने बोला कि like sun protection और paint protection film में इतना सारा demand है कि like I haven't even fully tapped this market yet. In fact, यहाँ पे as you know now in America we see that EV का adaptability is very high. In fact, Elon Musk का वो जो Tesla का Cybertruck है, you might have seen ना that Cybertruck is fully वो steel का color, silver color है. Now people wouldn't want that. They would want to like provide some glossy finish, matte finish over there. So now they're targeting that acquiring that market share from the Tesla का Cybertruck and providing the paint protection film over there. In fact, unka they see that demand from that paint protection film so much that they put up a capex of 125 crore, and they put up a 300 lakh square feet ka plant hai to produce this paint protection film. 125 crore ka capex hai, which will again be commissioned in Q2 of FY26. Okay, so overall, I mean, think about it. You wouldn't put up a plant if you do not see that much amount of demand. Okay, and for them, paint protection film is a star product because यहाँ पे paint protection film में there is no seasonality. It will go, I mean, people will use this throughout the year. They do not see anything over here. Okay, and but in terms of sun protection film, आपका sun control film है, वहाँ पे थोड़ा seasonality है. Because think about it, why would you want to put a tint in your car? Sun protection आप डालना चाहते हो and everything. Why would you want to do that, right? Because the summer is too harsh. Now, as you know, like I told you, 54% उनका sale कहाँ से आते हैं? North America से, in United States and Canada. Now here they are known for harsh winters and snow na, and Q3 का months which is there, October, November, December, snow is going to be there. वहाँ पे winters long होते हैं, sunlight ही नहीं होते, especially in the northernmost part of Northern America, right? So who will use your sun protection film? So what happens is यहाँ पे थोड़ा sun protection film का sales कम होते हैं. In fact, in Q3 you will see a little bit of seasonality. When you compare on a QOQ basis, you might see कि sales थोड़ा कम है compared to Q2 का quarter. And don't get into a panic at that time कि like अरे भाई क्या हुआ and everything. No, it is a nature of the business क्योंकि that time sun control film का sales थोड़ा कम होते हैं because of the seasonality का issue over here. But having said that, like they told, if they do not see this demand, nobody would put up this capex. So look at everything, sales है, operating leverage है, margin is improving, product mix change हो रहा है यहाँ पे, and on top of that you see capex is also happening, demand का जो tailwinds है, that is also very good, company guidance भी दे रहा है. And the guidance is good now, like 20, even if you see them 2000 crore ka, if they are targeting the revenue and they do it, and the next year ka target is 2600 crore, that is also good 25% kind of growth rate, right? So overall, excellent set of numbers. I will tell this is one such company I would say in the manufacturing space that it didn't give you any chance to like put fingers and complain, because if you look at all the manufacturing space, most of them, especially who are involved in this export and all, a lot of problems has been faced by them, right? So kind of really stunning. Now, if you have to look, unka, let's say if I'm targeting a 15% PAT margin, right, for the entire year, okay, although I know PAT margin is inching towards 16 to 18, I'm being very conservative and taking 15% kind of PAT margin, multiply it with 2000 crore ka revenue target that is there. I think they will be able to do more than 2000 and more than 2600 crore in the upcoming year, right, because of the amount of tailwinds that is there and the new products that are going to come other than the existing products. Unka capex bhi hone wala hai, right? Q2FY26 mein commission hone wala hai. I think they can do possibility, but again the management has always been conservative in terms of giving guidance, because unka bhi wahi कहना है कि like look, I'm under the export business. एक कहाँ पर भी war आता है, then ultimately I am gone for a toss because somebody का ship, मुझे container नहीं मिल रहा है shipping के लिए, right? My shipping cost has gone up and everything. It can kill the margins. Now that is why they've always been the kind of company that give a very conservative kind of guidance over here. But in spite of that, I'm taking 15% kind of PAT margin and 2000 crore in terms of revenue. You have a PAT for this year to be around 300 crore. Okay, so that is a good 50% growth in PAT, because last time ka PAT was 203 crore, so 300 crore right now, good 48 to 50%. Sales growth will be around 25 to 30% kind of growth. And if you look at the valuation is 12,452. Wow. Actually, when morning I read the con call, this market cap was actually 12,001. Not morning, probably on 24th of December. When I checked about this, I was reading con call, tracking this. It was 12,001 crore market cap, and right now I'm checking it is 12,452 divided by 300. So that's the PE 1 year forward PE comes up to 41 for a 25 to 30% ka growth engine. If I have to take a 2 year ka forward PE, basically, right, 2000, let's say, again I'll take the same 15% ka PAT margin into 2,500, yeah, 2,600 na unka sales ka growth. So 0.15 into, are yaar, so roughly around 375. one second, roughly around 390 crore ka you can expect PAT for FY26. So divided by today's market cap, that's like a 31 ka P you're getting. 2 year forward P is 31, and 1 year forward P comes up to 41, considering today's market cap, for a good 25 to 30% ka growth engine, right? So that is the most valuation exercise you can do over here, right? But overall, the execution has been so brilliant, I must say. Like this is one such business, that deserves that, like, absolutely brilliant set of execution that has been done over the past 1 year. Okay, so yeah, that's it about Garware High Tech Films. Nothing to complain. Only thing we hope is that, going forward, the guidance of 2000 and 2600 crore that is there can be achieved in the upcoming year and the year after that, right? So that's that. Again, I'm going to link the video for that, so that you can understand the business model in clear, in depth, below in the description box, as well as I'm going to link the registration for the upcoming workshop. Make sure you do register so that you can catch opportunities like Garware High Tech Films at the right place at the right time. That's it for today's. After this, I'm going to be covering the entire value chain of the textile industry. We will talk about that, right? So that's that for today's video. I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.